Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for coming in for a video today. I know I'm a little late. I think I'm going to start doing my videos a little bit later than 12 because I really have to get to the post office before 12. I've been doing really well with sales. So as you know, I work full time and I really take advantage of that Saturday post office open until noon. So if you're here in the chat, please let me know by saying hello and letting me know how I sound, whether or not it's streaming okay. And I'm going to try to open another window and see who's in the chat. Oh. Let's see, new window here. Let me find YouTube. I think I muted everything, so I should not have any kind of an echo. Please let me know if that's the case. And I was trying to put an event. So if you guys got a notification or if you saw on your stream that it said starting at 1 o'clock, would you let me know that? Because I really want to start utilizing that a little bit more and see if I can do that. Today I wanted to talk about sourcing. I'm going to let a few more people stream in if possible. Excuse me a minute. I'm not going to drink that anymore. I'm going to try to drink my coffee. And so anyway, let me know how I sound. Does it sound okay? How are you doing? Retro Diva Jones, how are you? I'm so glad you're in the stream today. I've never seen you in the stream live, but I know you make awesome comments on my videos, and I really appreciate that. Judith Wilburn, thank you for letting me know. It sounds good. And Gail Lafayette. Am I pronouncing that correct, Gail? I hope so. Anyway, so I was interested in this topic today, and I'm sorry again that I took so long to start the video. I was trying to get a longer video uploaded. I still haven't finished. I still haven't finished with that, so please come back and look at that video. It's a really long jewelry haul, but it's a different way that Goodwill is now selling their jewelry. So I really want to let you in on that video, and I didn't want to cut it and splice it and make it 15 minutes and miss any of the anecdotes that I talk about or anything like that. So I hope you come back for that video. If you're new to the channel, I hope you'll take time to subscribe. You'll find a wealth of information here about reselling and kind of entrepreneurship. I do have another full-time position. I'm a full-time teacher, a special education teacher. So this is my side hustle, but this has always been a very big part, a big factor in my income, always, even when I was just doing it as a really part-time basis. As a matter of fact, when I was going to college, I went to college. I finished college late in life, and when I was going to college, I remember doing some listing on my phone, and I was chatting with a girl that was sitting next to me. We kind of became partners in our what was it? I think it was industrial psychology. And she mentioned something like, you better be careful. If you don't pay attention, you're going to be doing eBay as a full-time position. Little does she know that many people make a wonderful living on eBay as a full-time position. I was also thinking about this topic be sure and give me a thumbs up, guys, if you just walked in the door, and before you leave, be sure and hit the bell as well so you can get notified for future videos, for live videos. I was also thinking about this topic because remember I told y'all a couple of weeks ago that my coworker kind of asked me for advice on eBay because she started to list some things. And she's been the kind of eBayer that many people are, where occasionally they'll pull out some things out of the closet, do some spring cleaning and make a little bit of money just kind of getting rid of their things. Well, I tweaked a couple of her listings. I told her not only to crop everything and to come in really close on a lot, even though it was a huge lot of shoes. I told her to come in really close because you really couldn't tell any kind of a shoe. It was her kids' shoes, and you couldn't tell whether they were tennis shoes or ballet shoes or whatever. So I told her to crop in on that. Then she was selling some Uggs. I told her to add the word authentic, and she did, and she sold them like within a couple of hours after she added the word authentic. And someone was even saying in one of the chats that they had theirs pulled because it didn't have the word authentic in it. So I don't know. But anyway, now she's really getting into it even more. And she's also asked me about Amazon because I sell on Amazon a lot. And I have been promising promising you an Amazon sales video that's coming up really soon. It's just that it's been kind of a while since I've done it, and it takes me a little bit longer to do the Amazon because when I pull up the pictures, they're really tiny little thumbnails, and I have to search for them and then put them in them. Anyway, so it's a tedious process, but I will get that to you as soon as I can. Well, anyway, so she got on Amazon last night, but she was saying that even as a merchant fulfilled seller, they're asking you for all kinds of information now, your social, and I mean, it was just a big to do, and she was taken aback by it. She thought it was kind of like invading her privacy and so forth and so on. But anyway, I didn't have to do that. When I started selling on Amazon about 10 years ago, it was mostly textbooks, college books, and then you could just, as I was searching for the book, I saw there was a section that said, do you want to sell one like it? And that's how I got into selling, you know, off my inventory as far as my collection of textbooks. But then I started sourcing textbooks. Well, then she texted me last night. She goes, oh my God, I can't believe this book that's been in my collection. She's a fellow teacher, been in my collection for over 10 years, and I can get $30 for it and so forth and so on. I said, welcome to my world. Again, I keep telling her that, and she just laughs. But, you know, here she is sitting on a wealth of inventory that she had no idea. So if you're a teacher or an educator or para or anything like that, you know how they give you tons of books when you start school. A lot of schools will give you tons of books on resources and on how to teach better and how to reach this type of child and so forth and so on. Well, they're sitting there in your bookshelf, and all you had to do was download that app, you know, scan that barcode, and you got money in your hands. And then media mail is so cheap. I think the most you can ship an average book for is like $4. I just ship one for, I think the least is $136. So, I mean, it's just incredible the things that you can source just right in your own home and not even know about it. Let me take a look and see who's in the chat so I can say hello. Makeup Zombie, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Lisa. And thank you for being my wrenches today. I really appreciate it. Teresa Pedrazo, how are you? I'm glad you're here as well. I hope this is a good time for everyone. I know when I've come on in the evening, I do get a few more watchers, but I'm glad that you guys have been here as well at 12 or 1 o'clock. I really appreciate it. Paula B, how are you? My fellow Texan out there, I believe. How are you doing? Let me see if anybody else is out there. Judith, I think I said hello to you as well. So anyway, back to sourcing, guys. Another thing I have to tell you, and I'm going to show you the haul in just a minute. I got a wonderful haul from eBay, and this is another inspiration for the video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, guys, if you're just walking in the door. I really appreciate that. That helps me go up in search, and people can find my videos, and I can continue to make the kind of content that you like. So I sourced this on eBay because I've been going to look for jewelry jars, and of course I do find them sometimes, but lately I've been finding some that don't even look interesting enough for me to pick up. Now I do have 2 jewelry jars waiting for me. One is small and one's a bag, and I haven't opened those up. Those look pretty interesting. But I always go through the counter and see what they have. And then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go up on eBay and look and see what I get. And I got a wonderful array. I think it's, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 pieces for $10. And that was shipped. So it was like $5.99 plus shipping or something. So that was a total bargain. I mean, where else can you get a lot of jewelry? Figuratively speaking, a lot of jewelry for that price. So I did get that on eBay. And I wanted to mention that when you do go on eBay, now I've been on eBay for a long time. I am a power seller on eBay. And back when I started 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, the word sniping was used to denote that the fact that you would go on and you would look at auctions and you would come in at the last seconds of the auction and snipe the item. Everybody been fighting, doing a little, what do you call it, bidding war, and then you come in there in the last minute and just snipe it. That's what sniping is. A lot of people use it as sourcing, but that's not the way I use it. But in this case, do go on there. If you're up at night, late at night, let's say you can't sleep, you're tired of listing, you want to take a break from listing, go look on eBay. Look at the auctions that are about to end and go in there and snipe something. You will find them. You really, really will. And another way to find something on eBay is not only to look for those auctions that are just ending, also look for the ones that are just starting. You never know what kind of a seller that person could be. They might be a new seller who just wants to get his first sale. So go in there and offer them something. If they have, even if they don't have a best offer them something for that lot. Offer them something for that item. You'd be surprised how many people will take it. I've done it. And I'm a seasoned seller, and I have taken a best offer, even if I just put it out, because I want to sell it. Another thing you want to look for on eBay when you're looking for a bargain is to see if it's been put on sale. You know, they do it to us. When we put something on sale, it's the first thing they do. They come in with a really low ball or another couple of dollars off. Sometimes I take it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I counter. But this can work to your advantage as well if you do it. Look to see what has been put on sale. This can really work well on Poshmark, because Poshmark has a little filter at the top when you're searching. You can filter to newly listed, and you can filter to reduced prices. And so go and look in there and see if they've reduced the price, how recently they've reduced it, also how long it's been. You can see that it's, look in their comment section. If they have comments dating back for a year, they will take that offer. I have had them lower down the price up to $100, $80. Now I'm talking maybe luxury handbags, so they're a little high. But you'd be surprised how many people are absolutely ready to get rid of that item. And if you're too shy or too embarrassed or don't feel good about haggling in that way, then that's something that you're going to have to pay for in the end, because that's the business that we're in, is to buy low and sell high. And if you can't do that, then you really are hurting yourself. So do that on eBay, do that on Poshmark. Another thing Poshmark does that's fabulous is the bundle. This works for me as a seller. I love when people are bundling up. They now have a new feature. When they bundle it up, they tell you they're bundling up, and then Poshmark lets you go in there and make an offer. Close the sale now, they call it. So you can go ahead and do that. If they've already got 3 items up there, maybe, you know, slice $10, $5 off the total price, which is the whole point of the bundle, is that they're going to save on the shipping, and they may want a little bit of a savings on the items. So I definitely do that. I go in there and close the sale, but I also do it to my advantage. If I'm, let's say, you know, spring's coming up, go in there and look for denim cutoff shorts, those little Daisy Duke shorts, or little tank tops, put a bundle together, make that offer. They will take it, and then you can turn around and resell it on eBay or resell it on Posh or whatever. But it always, always works to your advantage to keep an eye out for people that have put their closets on sale. How are you doing, Linda? Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, see, it's very hard to sell when you think that you're, you know, they don't know you, they can't see you. They all they can say is no. If they want to be rude and say don't lowball me and call you names, that's their problem. That's unprofessional, and that's something they shouldn't be doing, right? But it cannot hurt you to ask someone to give you a better price. Now, I'm not saying go in there, if they're selling something for $100, go in there and ask for $50. You know, off. That's not quite what I'm saying. But if something is $300 and you go in there and say 200, 9 times out of 10, they may consider it. Really, they will. So try that. And again, just look and see how long. There's 29 people watching, guys. I'm so excited about that. Can you please be sure and hit that thumbs up? Be sure and hit the subscribe button. You're going to get all kinds of content here about reselling, not only jewelry, but fashion and hard goods and all kinds of crazy things. We're going to get into that in a minute as well. Because I went with that friend of mine, like I told you, to the Goodwill. She met me at the Goodwill, my coworker. I call her my friend now because we have become friendly, and she's really sweet. And we're going to get into that aspect in a minute. But first of all, I did want to talk about sourcing on eBay, sourcing on Poshmark, haggling. These are my little notes. Haggle everywhere you go. Do not go to a garage sale and pay what they're asking for. If you can say, you know, go in there with your little bundle together, put 3 or 4 things together, and go in there and say, not how much will you take for this, but will you take 10 for this? Or will you take 5 for this? Because all they can say is, no, I'm not interested, or no, we just started the sale, or come back tomorrow when I go half price. You never know, but it works. If you try it, it works. And it works at the Goodwill as well. I told you the last time about this big, beautiful bundle that I bought of imported yarn from Italy and France. And they wanted, I think it was $1 to $2 a piece. It wound up being about maybe 25 pieces. And then I asked them if they would take $1 a piece. No, if they would take, I think I said a bundle of, I think $14, and they could have the box. Anyway, I wound up paying like $7 because it turned out that blue tag was on sale. I wound up talking to the manager. I asked one of the sales ladies to ask the manager. She went and asked her. And so it worked to my advantage. But a lot of people think, oh no, the Goodwill won't do it. Maybe your Goodwill won't. But maybe if you ask somebody else at that Goodwill, or if you ask for the manager and don't just ask the people that are there, you'd be surprised how many of them will do it. But if you don't ask, you don't get it. That's just the bottom line. It's the same thing at a flea market. I mean, I just can't, it's like something inside me that I cannot just say, yeah, okay, $10, I'll buy it. I'll always say, will you take 9? Or I grab 2 things and, you know, how about $4.50 for all of these or something? It works. So that's one thing I was going to talk to you about. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the haul. And then we could talk a little bit about the other things that I look for to buy and to sell and to continue to make power seller status on eBay, because it's a consistent sales volume. It's consistent fast shipping, and that's really important. So please, if you are new to selling, reselling on eBay or anywhere else, make sure that you think about your seller as yourself. How do you like to be treated as a seller? You don't want to be unpleasantly surprised with something that was not disclosed. You don't want to have to be inquiring, where's my shipment? You don't want to wait 10 days to get your shipment when nowadays you can get things in 2 days. So things like that. All right, first thing I'm going to show you is this haul that I got. Like I said, it was, what, 13 pieces? Now I saw this on eBay and I just put lot of jewelry. That's all I put. That's another thing. Keywords. Be sure and think like a buyer that's not seasoned like you are. So when you're searching for your snipes and for something that you want to, for eBay, you're sourcing to stock your stores, think about it as a newbie lister. So you're not going to put Coro earrings. You're not going to put highly collectible, very rare. You're not going to put that in your listing. You're going to put old jewelry. You're going to put my grandma's jewelry or grandma's estate or old pins, old necklaces, or a big ring. I mean, you'd be surprised how simple the language is on people that do not sell as professional resellers as we do. So that's what I did, and I found these, and let's get started on this haul. I just adore it. All right, so I got this. This reminds me, it's a horseshoe, and it looks very much like something that would be draped around the winning horse in the Kentucky Derby or other horse races. I have a thing for horse races. My dad had horse racing horses, quite a few quarter horses. He used to race quarter horses. And so we never went to the big Kentucky Derby or anything. We got as far as the Ruidoso Downs, I believe, in New Mexico. But we did a lot of racing here in Texas, and I've always had an affinity for horses and race horses. I love this one. It is full of daisies. It's gold tone. I don't believe there is any kind of marking on it. Some of them were marked, but I don't believe this one is. But it's just so cute. It's yellow and white daisies all around in a horseshoe. And I just think it's so, so pretty. Can you guys see it? Let me take a look at the chat and see what's going on, see if everybody can see everything okay. Oh, the feed's a little fuzzy. Oh, no. Maybe if I turn off some of my devices. Let me turn this one off. Okay. Hey, Kim Riggs, how are you? Thank you for being here. I'm going to turn off some of my devices and see if I can't get this stream a little bit better. Is it still bad? Isn't that a cute brooch? I think it's off. No, it goes. All right, so as I was saying, I got this lot on eBay for $10 shipped. And then this one is marked. This one says KKV or KK check, and then it says ED, and it's got a copyright. And it looks kind of like a harried secretary or something, because it's a little stick figure, just holding a phone, and maybe a piece of paper or something. Can you guys see that? So that was the other one. And this was all brooches. So I believe I put old brooches on my search. Old brooches. I didn't put vintage. I didn't put collectible. And, you know, I got a total bargain, I thought. Now, see, and this is how I knew she was when I got it. She didn't have very much feedback. I knew she was not really a reseller. And she didn't disclose that two of them had flaws. But I was so delighted with it that I gave her a 5-star feedback. I thought she deserved it because these were really cute. And this is a JJ. And this one to me is rare because you rarely see JJ in gold tone. Usually he does the pewter or silver tone. So it's a little doghouse. Oh, good. I'm glad it's a little better. It might have been that iPad that was going on because nobody else is home. So there's no streaming going on. So yeah, this is what I got. A 13-piece lot. Here's a little circle pin. This one is a little discolored, but I think it's really, really pretty. Guys, I recently saw this thing on Vogue. It was so pretty. It was, I think, in the back page of Vogue. And it was some jewelry designer, highfalutin designer, top designer, took a bunch of vintage circle brooches like this one and made the most amazing necklace out of it. And it's selling for like, I don't know, $50,000 or something. Of course, they're all estate pieces and diamonds and everything. So it was so unique that he did that. I thought it was amazing. Yeah, you know, Makeup Zombie, I'm not a big brooch person either. I do wear them on denim jackets or tweed jackets, but I just mostly love collecting them. I just think they're so amazing. I've always liked them, and they sell really well. And I'm really happy to say that I've seen a lot of young people starting to wear them. I know there's at least 2 teachers that I work with who are barely 30 years old, and there's one she wears all the time. It's probably her grandmother's, I'm assuming, because it's really cute. It's a little turtle, enameled with some rhinestones, and I haven't asked her yet, but she wears it almost all the time, and among other brooches. All right, here's a little flag pin. I love getting the American flag pins. They always sell well, especially when they're made well with nice rhinestones. So that was another one that was included in that lot. I hope you can see that gold tone. And it's even got a nice little flagpole sort of ridged out there. And then here's a very pretty black poodle. This totally screams 60s to me, even though I know the poodle skirt was popular in the 50s. But I remember we had a lot of poodle motifs when I was growing up in the late 60s. And we had bedspreads and just everything with the poodles. He's got red rhinestones and he's black enamel body, gold tone. Thought it was just gorgeous. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Thanks for being here. So yeah, again, I'm showing a lot that I sniped. What, did I snipe it? No, I think I just bought it outright, which I believe, but it was a new listing. It was very, very late at night. And it was 13 brooches for $10 shipped. So it's like $6.99 plus shipping or something. Here's another one that is not marked either. It is really pretty though. It's an enamel angel. So she's pink. She's got a pink little gown on there. Curly hair, I believe. A star. She's holding like a little wand or something with a star on it. She's just lovely. Gold tone as well. Hey, Thrifty Chick, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you're new to the channel. I do like to do live videos on Saturdays or maybe an evening or so, but mostly I do hauls and ride-alongs, and I am going to bring you a huge haul of all jewelry. Like I said, I'm having trouble with that upload right now, but as soon as we get off, I'm going to call Apple and have them help me with it. Apple Care. They're lovely about helping people who don't understand what they're doing do something. So I'm going to try to get that because it's like 45 minutes, almost an hour long. So, hey, Karen's at the beach. How are you? Oh, thank you. These are, I had misplaced these. They were in an old purse and I just found them again. I got them last year. Okay, this one, it looks like it does have a marking. Okay, this is interesting. It says A, capital A, and then it says 1943. But I don't know if that's a stock number or what. So if you guys know anything, I like this. It's a little Scotty, and he's kind of 3D, maybe 2D because he's kind of open in the back. But he's, you know, definitely got some depth to him. He's got green rhinestone eyes. That's an interesting story, I am. Yeah, sometimes we have our favorite pieces anyway, isn't it? And that was another thing I was going to talk about with sourcing stuff. It's like, you know, now that you mentioned it doesn't mean anything to me. I was thinking the same thing when I was trying to think of ways that you guys can source more and more stuff for your eBay inventory and everything, is that you can look in your own closet. Hey, friend, how are you? You can look in your own closet. You can, if grandma left you something or if mom left you something and maybe mom's still around, you know what I think? I think sell it now before you get so attached to it with your mourning and everything. Because in the end, it's all stuff. The memory that your loved ones leave you is in your heart, and it will never leave you. The stuff will wear down. It will get lost. It will get stolen. It will get sold. It's still stuff. Nothing changes, really. So I always think about it like that. And, you know, I mean, there's some things that I will probably never part with. Yes, of course. But then there's things that only mean things to me. And if my kids come in here after I pass and look through my jewelry, they're not going to know which one means something to me. They're not going to even care. I've talked to you about friends who've had, you know, their grandmother's best china put out in the front for the recycle bin to get because a brother didn't know that a sister actually wanted it. So, you know, that's the whole point. It's only stuff. If you want to keep it, then you better let somebody know you want to keep it. You better let somebody know you want it. And otherwise, sell it. Just, you know, I just don't see why you cannot sell something that someone gave you. It's once it's yours, you can do what you want with it. You should not be obligated to keep, you know, a 20-year-old stuffed animal just because somebody gave it to you. Unless you want to. If you know, if it brings you delight and joy, of course, keep it. You know, nothing wrong with that. But that's another thing I was going to say. Plus, also tell your relatives, tell your friends that you resell. You'd be surprised how much free stuff you can get. You don't have to ask for it. I told a coworker last year, I worked with a different person last year, and I told her what I do. She asked me if I could help her sell a couple of boxes. I showed her the app, and I showed her how to do it, and she brought them to the classroom. She took the pictures there. But 2 days later, she brought me a bag full of about 15 pairs of shoes and boots that were her sister's that, you know, her sister just told her to give them to the Goodwill, or I don't know what she said. Decided to give them to you. So I sold at least 2 pairs of those boots. I think some were not, you know, worth my listing. They weren't in as good condition as I would have preferred. I didn't want to go through the cleaning process. So I did make money that way, you know, and the rest I just redonated. So let people know what you do, and they will, you know, 9 times out of 10 say, hey, I've got some stuff I want to get rid of. You never know. And if you don't like it, you can always redonate it. All right. So this is what caught my eye as well in the lot. This was not a brooch. This was a charm holder. And it is not, I was hoping it was, you know, gold plated or something, but it's not, but it's very pretty. And I have a lot of little charms that I'm going to string on there, and I'm going to list it. And I think it will do well. It's just very simple gold tone. I don't believe it has any gold content at all. Okay, it's not magnetized. Do you have a little magnet here? It's not magnetized, but I don't see any kind of marking. I don't have, maybe I'll test it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just put a whole bunch of little charms on there. And I do have one listed right now on eBay with some really pretty, I've even mixed gold-plated 10-karat gold. I put one 10-karat gold charm on the one I have on eBay. It's super cute. And someone bought it, and then they didn't pay. And I think I had it for $75. I took an offer of $50, and she still didn't pay. So Anyway, I have to relist that. Okay, back to the brooches. Now, here's the one that was missing some baguettes. It's a little swan. She didn't disclose it, but I didn't make a big deal about it because I was so happy with the rest of the lot. So it's a little swan. It's got little rhinestone eyes, and I may fix it. I still have a lot of rhinestones that I collect for repair and that I'm eventually going to sell as a repair lot. And then this one is super cute. It's got kind of a grainy little plastic stone there, but it looks like it's missing the middle dangle there. So again, this is all part of that 13-piece lot that I got for $10 on eBay just by searching old jewelry or something like that. And like I said, try to think when you're searching for sourcing on eBay, try to think like your average Joe buyer. Don't go in there and put Coro. Don't go in there and put collectible Trifari with the crown. No. I mean, sure, if you really want to find that. But if you want to find something really cheap that nobody cares, nobody knows what it is, search that way. Or leather handbag. When I used to do that for handbags, I wouldn't put, you know, Gucci or Louis Vuitton or whatever. And you'd be surprised how many people don't even know what bags, maybe a Ferragamo or something like that, don't even know what it is. They just know, oh, my ex-wife left it here, or, you know, grandma's closet. It's time to clean grandma's closet. You just never know. That's the way to find it. Okay, here's a fabulous little pin. I love this one. This is an old telephone. It's got baguettes. It's got all kinds of little rhinestone cuts on there. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think this one is going to pay for the entire lot 3 times, because I could easily sell this for probably $30. I wouldn't take less than 30. I think it's gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? And it's got the little cord right here. I love this one. Yeah, some people don't notice brands. So, wow, this is just such a pretty brooch. I'm going to let you take another look at that. Lots of cuts, and these rhinestones are nice and shiny. They are not dead yet. You know how rhinestones can sometimes lose their light when they get old or moist or something, when they get moisture on them. So, especially the vintage type. This one did not have a marking either. So I had a JJ. I love this one. The horseshoe. Let me see. It looked like it did have a, no marking on it either. But that was one of my favorites, was this horseshoe. And the 2 dogs. Can't do wrong. And this is such a well-made brooch, the little gold one. They both are. They both look very, very nice. You know, where else are you going to find $10? Where else are you going to pay for 13 pieces, $10? Nowhere. And then the JJ is very pretty too, the little doggy house. And it does say dog on it. So that was it, guys. And that was the gist of my video today, is about taking into account where you source, how you can still find those bargains out there on eBay for your stores. If you know how to search, if you know how to haggle, and, you know, make those best offers. Don't go really low, you know, do a decent offer, but you just never know, depending on what they're selling it for. Again, with Posh, check and see if they have put something on sale, if their closet's on sale, and check and see how long it's been listed. And then read those comments. And another thing, that's one thing I advised in my Poshmark video, is not to do your negotiating on the comment section, because if you're a seller, because then they can go back and read those comments and see that, oh, you took $20 off for this other person, but now you went ahead and lifted the price a little bit more, raised the price a little bit more. So they can pretty much gauge everything on there, but you can work that to your advantage, because you can go back and read the comments and say, you can see, well, hey, they've had it here for 3 months. They've had it here for a year. They still haven't sold it. Maybe I will be daring and offer her $50 less. Bundle it up as well. You can get a lot more that way, especially if you're a clothing seller. And you can save on that shipping. That person probably wants to clear out her closet as well. It just can't hurt to do that. So please, guys, be sure and come back for another video, because I am going to do that big, long video. That's, a lot of people have been asking me for longer videos, and that one is going to be long. So come back and see that one. I also have a regular thrift haul that I do in the other room, and I have it stocked with a lot of things from clothing to hard goods and shoes that I want to show you. Hi, Guillermo, how are you? So come back and see that one. I'm probably going to do a few of those videos today and then get busy listing. I have been listing quite a bit, and sales have been doing really well. So I hope to give you a update as well. Oh, one more thing I was going to talk to you about was how do you know? And that brings me to the fact that I'm going to bring you another haul, a handbag haul, because I found a Fendi bag. And this was the day that my friend joined me. And see, she keeps telling me, show me your ways. I want to learn what you know, and so forth. And you can't really teach anybody that until they start doing it, right? So she said, okay, you're going to the Goodwill today, right? After work, I go almost all the time. And I said, yeah, I am. And then she said, well, I'm going to go pick up my daughter and we'll meet you there. So, okay. So she met me there, and she kind of hung out with me while I was looking at the jewelry, and she was kind of giggling and showing her daughter this and the other. And I felt like, what is she really thinking? Why is she laughing? The questions I'm asking, or I don't know. But then and then she says, I want to go with you again. Let's go on Sunday or something. And I said, why? You were just kind of laughing at what I was doing, what I was looking at. She goes, no, I was laughing with my daughter because, she was really having a good time and everything. And then I told her what I had found, and I told her I found a tiny little puzzle that was selling for $33 on Amazon. And she goes, so you just look for weird stuff? I mean, like, I don't know, what do you look for to sell? And then I was like, well, I mean, it just depends. I don't really know. I'm looking at handbags. I'm looking at shoes. I go through the aisles and look for Pyrex. I look for this and the other. And it's like, it's so much knowledge that you need to impart to someone who wants to learn. You really can't unless they really do want to learn it, and they really do, ask the right questions of you. And I mean, and I'm not the kind that'll keep everything close to the cuff. If I feel like I like her, which I do, and I think she's serious about wanting to pick this side hustle up, I'm going to help her. But like, she asked me, how do you know it's leather? I picked up a crazy bag that's yellow. I almost bought it, but I wound up putting it back. I chose the Fendi instead, and the Fendi was at the very end. And she's about, how do you know it's genuine? How do you know it's real? And I wanted to say, how do you know you found the man of your dreams? You just know, Maybe that's a crazy analogy, but it's the truth. It's like, how when you're dating and you're dating this guy and all he does is talk about himself, or he wants to one up every story that you have, and you just kind of know, hey, I don't want to see that guy anymore, right? I mean, I don't know. That's the only analogy I could think about. Well, it's the same thing with a good bag. It's the kind of bag that's made really well. You can feel it, you can touch it, you can smell it, you can look inside. With the Fendi, there was, several telltale signs, including the hologram, including the label buried deep beneath the other thing. But I saw it, and I knew that it was a Fendi. I had never seen that new hang tag they have now. I'd never seen it before. But looking further, looking at the style, looking at the color, looking at the material, you investigate it and you just know, So I went on that rant, didn't I? I don't know. You just can't. It's like you judge people. You judge a handbag the same way you judge people. Are they honest? Are they trying to one up everything you say? Are they just talking about themselves, and so forth and so on? And the same thing with the handbag. The handbag has to serve you. It has to impress you with the first touch, with the first look. And if it doesn't do that, it's probably not a good handbag. But anyway, I guess I'm going to close because I'm going rambling everywhere. I do want to invite you to come see another video. I'm going to do the handbag haul. I'm going to do a big thrift haul. I'm going to do an unboxing for some another way of sourcing, which is liquidation. So I hope you come back and see that one. That one's going to be coming up probably tomorrow. And if you have any other questions, or if you do have any questions, let me check. Hey, Mary Lou, how are you? Let me check the questions in the chat before I sign off. But don't forget to give me a thumbs up before you sign off. And don't forget to hit the bell down here somewhere so you can be notified of my future videos and when I go live as well. And I can't thank you enough for being here, guys. I really appreciate it very much. Dana, Dara, how are you? Because without you guys here, this is not much fun. Got to be some interaction. I see that Tanya is in here. Tanya, thank you so much for that wonderful shout out. I have not had time to sit down and thank you in the comment section, but I will. But I so appreciate it, especially for coming from someone as savvy as you in the field of reselling. If you guys are not following Tanya, which I'm sure you are because she's just a wonderful YouTuber, reseller. She's been a power seller as well for years on eBay. Always knows what to pick up. She's got like this, again, about knowing. It's almost like a second sense, isn't it, Tanya? It's like you almost have a second sense about something that you pick up and, oh, this might sell on eBay. And you look it up and it does. You know, you just, after you've been thrifting and collecting and reselling, it just kind of comes to you naturally, and it will to most people that want to stick to it and that enjoy it. So again, thank you, Tanya, so much for that shout out. I really appreciate that in your last video. And to the rest of you guys, I think we're done. I don't see any other questions in the chat, but please come back again really soon. I'm going to do a array of videos today to try to get them out and then try to finish my listing as well. And oh, and Wolf, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. And so I'll talk to everyone later. Thank you again. Where is that phone that I have to hang up? There it is. Bye, guys.